for this lesson, we're going to talk about discourse markers. So discourse markers are very important in speech for organizing our thoughts. They're used to express different ideas or to express a change in what we want to express. So we use discourse markers to organize our language. So let's take a look at this lecture and let's look at some examples of discourse markers. All right, so let's talk about discourse markers. So discourse markers are words or phrases that are used to express feeling or attitude in our speech. So they also express a change in speech to show what you are talking about. And they also can connect ideas to one another and they organize our speech. Okay, so let's look at some examples. So the first one, used to emphasize something that you want to say to be sure the listener is paying attention. So you could say, that is the problem. We should recycle more. Okay, well, used to indicate that the idea will be expressed. So it's an introductory word to express an idea. Well, that is the problem. We should recycle more. Or, well, I think that the problem is that we don't recycle enough. Anyways, used to show you want to change the topic. Anyways, let's talk about something else. Or anyways, I said enough about that. Let's talk about school instead. Okay, but the thing is to show disagreement by providing a different idea. But the thing is, I think that people can be selfish sometimes. Here's the thing. Used to emphasize a point that you want to make. Here's the thing. We need to go to the store first before we can make eggs. I think that to show your opinion about a topic, either to agree or disagree, I think that is true. We should recycle more. Or I think that is not the problem. The problem is that schools should focus more on art. We have to consider, used to bring attention to a detail that was first not thought about. So we have to consider that maybe he doesn't want to go to the ocean because he doesn't like to swim. Like I said, to emphasize something you said before. So like I said, robots are going to take over the world. Or you can say like I mentioned before. This is used in the same way as like I said. It emphasizes something you said before. So like I mentioned before, discourse markers are used for many different reasons. Okay, which reminds me, to bring up an idea you forgot about and then remembered. This is usually used in between statements. So I love to eat Mexican food, which reminds me, tacos are one of my favorite foods. On the other hand, used to express a different idea than the one previously stated. Cell phones are great tools to help with a lot of things. On the other hand, they can cause problems like addiction. Basically, used to express a summary of something. Basically, I couldn't finish my homework because I fell asleep trying to finish it. Okay, so here's an example of using discourse markers in a conversation. So the question could be, do you think children should learn about art in school? Well, yeah, I think that art is very important in school. We have to consider the benefits of art. I mean, art can help develop a student's creativity. So if you notice the words in bold, those are the discourse markers, okay? We can also combine discourse markers in our speech to clarify the ideas. Okay, so that's it for discourse markers. Also be aware these are a lot of different examples, but they can be used in different ways. Okay, so that's it for discourse markers, some examples. So be aware that these are different examples, but sometimes different discourse markers can be used in different ways. Okay, so those were some examples of discourse markers. Like I mentioned, see, notice my discourse marker I used. Like I mentioned before, discourse markers can be used in different ways. So those were just some examples. Sometimes they can be used in more than one way. Okay, so if you use discourse markers in the appropriate way, the correct way during the IELTS exam, you will increase your band score. Okay, so thank you for watching, and please like and share the video. We'll see you next time.